If you don't believe in science, can you at least believe in what you see with your own eyes? Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And we are living in some very challenging times. I think we can all agree with that. And I'd like to start our conversation today with a statement that nature is more powerful than we are. Okay, nature is more powerful than we are. Can we agree on that? Now, this is a personal development channel, a self-help channel. I'm not the first one to take that position at the pulpit. If you stop and think about it though, all of the books, all of the talks, all of the information on personal development is really giving one message. And that message is, if you can understand and control nature, then you can make progress. Think about that for a moment. If you can understand and control nature, you can make progress. Problem is, nature is more powerful than we are. Do we need any more proof than what we just recently had with Hurricane Ida? I mean, here it was in a place in Louisiana where they had been victimized big time about 10 years ago by Katrina, and they took steps. Okay, we're not going to let this happen again. We're going to be under control. And still, nature devastated that area. Same thing happened. The hurricane went and picked up, more rain, more moisture, and it went up into, the middle part of the country, to on the East Coast, Philadelphia, and Pennsylvania in particular. And Pennsylvania is a pretty well built up area, all right, pretty civilized. Boom! What happened there? Nature just took over. It was out of control. Now, we've had hurricanes before, so I mean, we've had this type of disaster that we've had to recover from before. But are we paying attention? We need to pay attention to the fact that these hurricanes are coming one after another, and they're becoming more and more and more powerful. And the frequency is increasing dramatically. Nature is giving us a clue. It's saying, hey, wake up. This is what's going to happen unless you make some changes, because what you've been doing so far is just making these hurricanes and these situations come more rapidly. All right, that's on one coast. On the other side of the country, and this is worldwide, it's not just the United States. And the other side of the country, we're having forest fires with greater frequency. They're happening all the time. Every year they're happening. And one of the things, sometimes, once again, understanding and controlling nature, one of the ways that they actually control, and this isn't the only way, but one of the ways that they control a forest fire is they go to where the fire is coming, and then they burn to the place where it's going to come, so that when it gets there, there's nothing left to burn. Of course, we understand the science of water puts out fires. We understand, that the wind makes it worse. I mean, we understand these things, and we try and use them, but still, nature is so darn powerful. Also, another thing, the pandemic. Take a look at the numbers, take a look at the statistics. Once again, if you don't believe in the science, what do you see with your own eyes? You see with your own eyes, in the places where there is a smaller number of vaccinations, there is a larger number of people catching the Delta variant, of people dying. Wake up, smell the coffee, see what's going on. These are warnings, these are clues, and once again, as far as this pandemic is concerned, what do we know about science? The longer that this virus is allowed to linger, the more chances it has to mutate. We have an effective vaccination that works. But what's going to happen is sometime there's going to be a mutation that's going to be stronger than the vaccinations that we have currently. So we've got to take a move. We've got to solve this issue. The key is to understand and control nature as much as possible. Let's look on the positive side. All right? I mean, society hasn't had this kind of picture until, in the last 100 years. I mean, stop and think about it. Electricity is something that we weren't able to control until, considering the history of mankind as a whole, very, very recently. So now that we control electricity, electricity has become one of life's necessities. Hey, 300 years ago, they weren't controlling electricity. They weren't in a position to do that. Yet they still were able to survive. We become ubiquitous to the progress that we make. One of the examples that I always like to tell Eli is, you really have it made now. Would anybody think about going out and buying a TV that did not have a remote control with it? I always tell Eli, hey, you have it so great now. Back in my day, we had to walk through 8 feet of shag carpeting to change the channels on the TV. You just hit the button and boom, it changes channels. We become used to, ubiquitous to all of the progress that we made. In fact, it is essential to the progress of mankind that we understand and control nature. And never has this been more evident than in the present day. Upcoming on this channel, we're going to talk about controlling nature, both on an individual basis and on a global basis. Until we get together again next time, remember, hey, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.